Hello! Welcome to the first part of the fourth tutorial. We will be working on the bedroom shot here. The idea is to create an evening image with artificial lighting inside and some blue skylight coming from outside. I would like to create a romantic atmosphere by adding some detail and tone of colors. Open the scene number 5 and have a look inside. I've prepared some bedroom assets which I got from the Dimensiva store. I will copy them to my scene. Please choose your set and merge it into your scene as well. Let's position the bed between the windows and the corridor. I want to see the wardrobe and the corridor in the camera view. Place the camera in the top view and align the target. The wide focal length doesn't look good here, but when we make it more narrow, we're coming outside the walls. There's a simple solution to this. Enable camera clipping in the camera settings and set up near value. Then adjust the focal length to be more narrow. To make our life easier, we will use the composition script again. I want to have the bed at the edge of the wall in 1/3. The height of the lamp looks good, so we'll just make it longer and rotate a bit. Even if the painting is aligned with the bed, it appears that it is not. We have to move it to the right a bit. And that's it. See you in the next video. As always, we'll start by overriding materials. Exclude the pendant model, as we need this real material to be able to set the light of the lamp. Next, we will add a Corona sky map to the environment. We're going to add light to the pendant. Place the sphere light into the bulbs. When it's done, set up the light mix and rename elements to keep it clean. Start by removing burned areas by increasing highlight compress. Darken the skylight as it is in the evening. Also, make it blue. After you are happy with the skylight, increase the brightness of the pendant light. As you can see, the lights inside the glass are causing a lot of noise. We will have to fix this. I'm going to show you a solution. We will start by fixing the glass material. Open Material Editor and place pendant material there. Using a fall-off map in reflection slot is not a good practice, so I will remove this. I will make the reflections white color. To simulate a milky glass, I will make refraction glossiness really low. The goal is not to see the light inside clearly. The next step is to make those lights work only on the glass bulbs. We will have to detach them from the pendant model and exclude them from overriding material. In the Lights option, include only those lights. Now the light is fixed, but we still have noise coming from light refracting from the bulbs. To fix this, we'll need to use Corona ray switch material. Plug our glass material everywhere except global illumination. It will keep everything the same, but the material won't bounce the light, as global illumination will be black. Make the light less intense so it is not overexposed. Then add some color. It made it look darker, so we will increase brightness back a bit. Now we have a problem because the pendant is not giving any light to the scene. We will have to do the opposite right now. Add lights and exclude them from the bulbs. Actually, a better idea would be to copy existing lights. Just make them larger and move outside. We will add them to the separate light select element so we have more control. Change the names to keep it clean. Adjust color and value. Enable bloom and glare and make them more intense so it's more visible. Now we will copy the lights to the other side of the bed. We can set it up using the rest layer. After it's done, add it to the separate element to keep it clean. Remember about keeping this rest layer clean, because after you will close your 3ds Max, the values and color go back to the default ones, so a white color and value 1. Lastly, we will add light to the bathroom, which will come through the doors. Add some rectangle lights and add them to the light mix. Then set up everything in the Corona frame buffer. Lighting is so important in creating the atmosphere. Keep this in mind when creating your images. The color, the intensity, and the type of the lights, everything matters. The warm light in the inside, in contrast to the cold light from the sky, makes the interior seem to be a bit more cozy and homely. Whereas the light coming from the bathroom creates the feeling that somebody could be inside. It gives some mystery to the image. After the lights are set up, let's use some LUT effect. Ektachrome 320 looks nice here. We will make it less intense and adjust other values like in previous examples. Let's make further adjustments to the lights. All done! See you in the next video. In the third part, we will focus on the materials. We will start by turning off the material override option. Then, start interactive rendering. Firstly, we'll focus on the walls. We'll make them white. Between 180 and 200 is fine. Whiter than 200 looks unnatural. Because the materials affect lighting, we need to adjust exposure and some lights in the light mix. We'll apply similar material to the skirting board. Use the same color and make it matte reflective. The glossiness value around 0.7 works best. Now it's time for the carpet material. It will be the most advanced so far. Let's start by applying a new Corona material to the carpet model. I have two textures to begin with, black and white, which we'll use as a displacement map, and normal map for the bump. You can easily find similar textures on textures.com or even on Google. When you have them, drag and drop them to the material editor. We will plug the displacement map to the diffuse slot, so just check the scale. Use the UVW map modifier to map the texture correctly to the model. When you are more or less happy with the scale, plug the map to the displacement slot. One meter is definitely too big. Lower the value to about 1 centimeter. Next, plug bump map to Corona normal map and plug everything to the bump slot. Remember to check Add Gamma to Input if your map gets darker. The normal map will add a lot of detail. Now we will add some variations to the displacement. This map will simulate the carpet's fabrics bending in different directions. The scale of this map will be different, so change the map channel to 2 and apply another UVW map modifier. Also change the channel to 2. Then set up a correct scale. We'll use this texture in a mix map to blend two variations of our displacement texture, darker and brighter. Use color correction maps to create them now. The variations are too strong. We'll use another color correction to lower the contrast of the variations map. Looks great! Now we're going to work on color. Find the texture you like and plug it into the diffuse slot. Map channel 2 works fine here, but you can use another channel with another UVW map. We will use another variation map to differentiate the color. Use the same technique we use creating displacement. The carpet is done. There's too much light coming from outside, so we will use the same techniques as in the living room tutorial and create some boxes to block the light of the sky. Use a dark color. The second box will block the white wall from bouncing the interior light back. This will create a nice contrast in the scene. Here is before and after. Lastly, we will apply simple wood material to the wardrobe. All done. In this part, we will add some story to the image. You can add humans to the image even without showing them. Here I want to create an impression that a lady is getting ready to get out in the bathroom. Her dress is waiting for her lying on the bed. I explained this before. You create this feeling by adding light coming from the bathroom. We'll start with a dress and shoes. Find the assets and merge them into your scene. I will use the FFD modifier to place the dress on the bed correctly. When the placement is correct, We will add some color to the dress. We will go with triadic color scheme: blue, yellow, and red. So the dress will be red. It also matches my idea of creating a more romantic and mysterious atmosphere. Use the fall-off map as we do every time when creating fabric materials. We will also add some shiny reflection to make it look more like an evening dress. Next, we will add some clock on the small table, so it's not so empty. Lastly, we will place the cloths and assets into the wardrobe. That's it. Great work. We are ready to set up the final render. See you in the next video.